and welcome to the first episode of The Spinner of Scares. In this new, completely original web series, we will be taking 7 horrible horror movies and using this wheel to select 3 of them to watch and review. In every episode, we will replace the 3 movies we already watched with 3 new movies. And this will go on forever until we commit suicide to the torture of this series. Every episode will have a guest. Right here is our guest, Abel. Say hi, Abel. Okay. So, we have our 7 horror movies selected today, and I think we should go over them. Alright. So, I'll probably get closer so you can see the covers. So, our first horror movie is The Revenge of Roberts, based on the true story of a haunted doll. Killing is child's play. I see what they did there. Alright. Our next movie is Clowntown. Enough said, really. Next film is High Plains Invaders. No one invited them. Nothing can stop them. Record into it. We gotta record the reaction. Alright. The next film is She-Borg. Part woman, part machine, total destruction. Of course, our next film is Werewolves of the Third Reich. Half werewolf, half Nazi, total terror. That is the exact same line from She-Borg. Okay. Of course, our next film is the classic, perfect film, if you ask me, masterpiece, Bone Jangles. When bones rattle, blood will flow. Now, you're not going to be able to read the plot synopsis for any of these unless you land on them, but let me tell you, you need to land on Bone Jangles. That is the goal of today's episode, is landing on Bone Jangles. And of course, the final film being Joker's Poltergeist. No one's laughing now. And today, since the first episode, we have 2 bonus films. Well, Abel, are you ready to take the first ever spin on the Spinner of Scares?
Yes, sir.
All right, go, do it. Oh my God. Clowntown. Yes, what an excellent choice, Abel. All right, so movie number 1 is Clowntown. Let's read the plot synopsis. Clowntown, a must-see for fans of killer clown movies. A group of friends get stranded in a seemingly abandoned town and find themselves stalked by a violent gang of psychopaths dressed as clowns. That's it. That's the plot synopsis.
Wow. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, also, I didn't mention this, but one of the spots is a player's choice. So if you land on the choice, you get to choose whatever movie you want to watch. Alright, Abel, let's go for that second spin. Joker's Poltergeist. Okay, so we're 2 for 2 with the clown movies.
See, there's a theme in this video.
Theme. Alright. Well, so far I'm happy with our choices. Alright, Joker's Poltergeist. Inspired by true events. You're going to want to sit down for this plot synopsis. Thank you. Recording sitting down. Alright, you sat down, everybody. After a clown-masked assailant guns down Aurora Palace's friends and family, the resilient theater owner fights to reopen her business. Formidable foes in the form of politicians and anti-gun activists seek to stop her, but they are the least of her concern, as something from the beyond intends to eliminate more than just a theater business. Joker's Poltergeist.
The same thing happened to my aunt's garden.
Oh, is she the true story? Alright. Okay, one more spin, and if you don't land on Bone Jangles, the series is canceled, so better make it count. No pressure. Oh my God. Fuck. What is it? High Plains Invaders. Alright. Bone Jangles! Oh my God! Yes! Thank God. Alright, well, this is a great episode. Alright, you're gonna want to like lay down, you're gonna want to like get in the hospital chair and just be ready for a heart attack after you read this plot synopsis. Bone Jangles. One hell of a crazy ride. This is a throwback horror done right. Quote by James DePalo, Wicked Channel. I don't know what that is. Anyway, Bone Jangles. Fight the curse with something worse.
Oh.
While transporting the legendary serial killer Bone Jangles, that's his name, to an asylum, a group of police officers break down in a town cursed with demons and zombies.
Oh.
The only way they can survive the night and save the town is to release Bone Jangles to help them fight off this ancient supernatural threat.
I've never been more excited to see something in my life.
I think you can assume why we still want to do this like this. So this might be, this is pretty close to probably the best lineup we possibly could have hoped for. So our movies are Clown Town, Joker's Poltergeist, Bone Jangles, and child pornography. Pretty good setup for the first episode. Alright, so let's watch these movies.
Bone Jangles.
Alright, let's talk Bone Jangles. I guess we should start with, just go around. Xavier, what are your thoughts on the classic, hopefully at someday, Oscar-nominated, hopefully they'll look back and realize, guys, I think we made a mistake. I think we left out Bone Jangles. What do you think of the classic film, Bone Jangles?
Really, within the first 2 minutes of the movie, I fell in love. Like the opening scene, it has this guy who's just sitting there doing his job. He's all alone. And then he just, out of nowhere, Bone Jangles shows up. And he kills him, you know. I know, I'm sorry for spoiling.
The audio cuts out, you just hear him whack.
Yeah. He kills him. From that moment, I knew that Bone Jangles was something special. And then the other epiphany moment was they were all sitting in their police room, in their conference room, just out of nowhere. This black gay guy comes in.
Nice to meet you. Kisses, and kisses to you, and kisses to you, and kisses to you, Mr. Boss Man.
He's the most stereotypical black gay guy you've ever seen.
He's the most flamboyant gay I've ever seen in a movie.
It was like, he was a South Park character. It was phenomenal. It was really, you just have to watch it. You really just have to watch Bone Jangles. That's all I have for now. I'll chime in with other people's experiences.
Alright, Abel, what do you have to think about Bone Jangles?
Well, I have to say, I've seen 3 pairs of boobs in my life, and that was the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Were all 3 of those pair of boobs from Bone Jangles?
Yes, actually, yes. My favorite scene had to be the ending. It had everything you need in the ending fight scene. Blowjob, lightning,
Yes.
and a house exploded.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Should I explain that to the audience?
Let's
Do they need to
not-
watch
just
it?
leave it. Let's not forget the part where the boobs were stabbed by machete. And it's just
The stabbing boob shots were the perfect shots. The best shots of the
Really?
entire movie.
It's genius setup for the shots. Look great.
It's a callback to 80s slasher movies.
Yeah.
Really vintage.
Alright, Derek. What do you have to think about Bone Jangles?
It was the weirdest freaking movie I've ever seen in my life. And that's a compliment. Because it was entertaining, and that's what a movie has to be. I don't know. It was pretty freaking funny. That gay guy was the best part of it, because if
He did save the day.
if I made a horror movie, that's probably how I'd make a gay guy.
You know, I think they
And
wanted
maybe
to
that's not a very good thing on my part, but it's whatever.
I think they wanted to show the black and gay community how much pride And
I really appreciate that they didn't
Yeah.
kill him off first in the horror movie,
I thought he was
though.
gonna die within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
They didn't kill off any of the main characters, and I think that's crazy. That was the last thing I expected in this movie. Except for whatever his name was, Hand Guy. That's what
Chad.
they call him.
I think he was just Chad.
He killed himself, though.
Yeah, Ash from Evil Dead did kill himself.
That's right. I'm back, baby, and I'm better than ever. Okay.
Stupid chainsaw.
Yeah, they did represent the gay guy really respectably. They didn't kill him off. They just had him
Yep.
get gangbanged by two Southerners. 90% of the movie.
Okay, extremely flamboyantly gay.
Kenzie, what do you think of Bone Jangles?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great. There were a lot of sex scenes though, which was
I like
Awesome.
really added to the quality of the movie.
the one scene where they're both having sex in the tent.
In
it's hard
Bone
cuts-
Jangles.
It's hard cuts to Bone Jangles just staring.
He likes
Like
to watch.
he's respectfully waiting for them to finish
Yeah.
though.
He was
So
very respectful. He let the two confess their love to each other before he tried to murder them.
that really
He helped,
sparked my
he helped David
appreciation.
Arquette out.
Alright. Anything else?
The unironically funny death scenes where he just slammed people into walls or grabbed their faces and suddenly they were dead. So that was pretty great. But yeah, how about you?
Well, let me tell you. Bone Jangles really jangled me to my bone, you know? I like how, like, 90% of the scenes just cut to black. Like, they don't transition.
Very smooth transition.
Cut to black. In one part, it, like, faded to black, and then it cut to an even darker black.
I didn't notice that.
Anything else that I mean, like, I don't...
I mean, overall,
liked-
it's really. You can go first there.
I like the virginity motif in the movie.
Oh, yeah, like, no one shuts it out, everyone's a virgin.
Everyone was a virgin in the movie.
Alright, can we talk about, the Heath Ledger?
Okay.
This is this one fat guy who comes out of nowhere halfway through the movie. He talks exactly like how Heath Ledger does in The Dark Knight.
Perhaps.
Probably better though. Probably has a much better performance, debatably. And he just gives exposition for like 15 minutes. It's just 15
It felt
Just
way-
non-stop exposition.
So long.
It
When you
felt way
think he's-
longer than that.
When he does like a flashback during the exposition, and right when the flashback ends, you think it's over, and there's like 5 more minutes of exposition.
Oh, Bone Jangles' one weakness was getting laid. He had to
Yeah, Bone
protect
Jangles-
his weenie.
Yes. Bone Jangles' weakness is having sex because his father had sex with like a witch,
I had sex once.
and that's how Bone Jangles is immortal apparently,
Yeah.
as long as he stays a virgin.
So he got a blowjob and then died, so.
Oh, that's where the lighting
That
came
would
from.
make more sense. That makes more
Okay.
sense now.
It's a genius movie. I just now got it.
Wow.
I also
It really
feel-
makes you think.
I should
It
probably-
really makes you think.
The
yeah.
guy's name is Bone Jangles because what he does is he only did it once, but it was enough for him to know what he was doing. Is he rips out the bones of the people he kills,
And he puts it into a pocket and packs it.
That's my good buddy.
and then they jangle off.
Jangle.
Bone Jangles.
And then the police don't take it in as evidence when they capture Bone Jangles.
He killed like they said he killed over 100 people, but like they didn't. His weakness is also electricity, but not like to the extent that it can kill him. But you would think they would have like tried to put him in the electric chair or something.
Yeah, they give all these methods on how they like try killing him,
Like, if
but
he's
they
a-
never mention the electric chair.
if he's immortal, then like he doesn't need to eat or anything, so they could have just put him in a concrete block. And what's Bone Jangles gonna do? Is he gonna dig out with his bones? No. He sucks.
Oh, and when they're transporting Bone Jangles to the asylum, they didn't take his bones away. He wasn't even restrained. He's like tied up to the ceiling, to the roof of the van, and he just has his bones jangling off of him.
I was looking at Bone Jangles like costume design, and I did actually kind of like it, except for like the bottom half of his face. I couldn't tell if it was like a bloody beard or if it was bloody flesh. It was so hard to look at.
Is Bone Jangles black or white? Because
Bone.
His bone. I think that was bone on his like top head.
because like he looks black, but his dad is white, and I swear I saw white skin. Like he was wearing blackface and he had white skin on his neck.
Also, that
there was blackface chasing down a girl.
He just ripped off her clothes and she just kept running off.
I
Great.
think we need to point out that the main plot of the movie is that there's like a zombie outbreak in this town
Every year.
every year that was caused by a succubus, which ties into the sex being a virgin motif, because whoever she had sex with would come back to life. But I think that, at least that's what I understood. But what made it strange is that there was like 50 people, and there's guys and girls, and there were just so many of them every year.
He was going around. She was the whore of the town.
That was Courtney. How are we gonna call her Courtney? I don't want to talk about
I don't want to talk about Courtney.
He just sat there and watched as the
What was up with his skin? Was that bandages or was his skin peeling?
I think
his
that's what
skin.
happened.
He kind of looked like Steve from Stranger Things. Am I the only one who thought that?
I didn't
Well,
watch.
Which one's
yeah,
Steve?
no, I don't watch Stranger Things.
Like the babysitter bully guy. Starts off as a bully, introduces himself.
Crazy hairdo
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
like him.
a little bit. 10 out of 10.
I was terrified that wasn't recording. I tried to play it off like I was just moving that, but I just want to leave it. I was absolutely horrified that wasn't recording.
The mayor character. I don't think anybody appreciated him as much as I did. He like
The what?
the mayor, like the person who was in the school, and he was like talking to the girl at one point. He's like, I gotta go talk to these people. You said nothing important.
You know why I didn't appreciate him? Because he was so terrible at acting.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
And in
point
Bone
out.
Jangles, that's saying something.
He forget like he talked in the same voice and he had the same facial expression. He got mad at somebody, rushed at them, kept the same tone of voice, and like killed the fuck. And his sister was like, I'm mad at you, you idiot.
Dead air.
Can't think of any more things to talk about in Bone Jangles.
There's like an infinite amount of things to get here.
It's
Just a lot of sex scenes and murdering.
really
It's
just
pretty
all-
much the
all-
basis.
There's this one scene where the guy yells, there's 4 people and they're all having fun at a campsite, and Bone Jangles shows up.
For is the word
He
you
starts killing them, and then it's just this guy and this girl left, and he's like, I'm gonna go distract him. And then he starts playing his guitar, and he's like, she's over here, and then throws the guitar to Bone Jangles, and then Bone Jangles is beating the girl to death.
Hey, she's over here! You can use this on her.
He just strums the guitar and it's like, she's over here! And the next shot is Bone Jangles with the guitar, turning around the tree and just slamming it into her face.
And a good 15 seconds of him beating
I know.
And like right before that, there's like a 20-second scene where he's playing his guitar about
Singing about Bone
singing about
Jangles.
Bone
Yeah.
Jangles.
The Bone Jangles soundtrack was very good though. A lot of original pieces.
Yeah.
some good country music in there. Not the fake pop country.
Man, I thought everybody heard the Bone Jangles song.
The credits sounded like a ripoff of Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
It's not a ripoff, it came before Thunderstruck.
Definitely.
Thunderstruck got its inspiration from this.
Like I went into Wheel of whatever, I can't call it
Spinner
Wheel
of Scares.
Spinner of Scares. I went into Spinner of Scares thinking the movies were going to be awful and unbearable, but Bojangles is now my favorite movie ever made.
It did not disappoint.
That lived up to my expectations, which I was not expecting it to.
You know? Exactly what I wanted from that movie.
Not a whole lot of demons, though.
Yeah, where were the demons?
Yeah.
I think the succubus was the demon.
Yeah, but succubus is
As
that
well
a demon?
as the cops didn't like let him go, he escaped,
Yeah, the
and they
cops
didn't team
did.
up. They just did
Yeah.
their own thing.
It was a lie. We were lied to. Okay, Bojangles
So-
lied to us.
That was gonna be
I
an
felt
epic
betrayed.
battle scene at the end. It was just blowjob.
It was just a blowjob and lightning, and then it was over. So
Well,
Again, ties into the motif that sex is bad and they'll kill you.
Bojangles says one thing the entire movie, and it's basically that: "Don't have sex with me," and then he kills.
He did scream. He did yell that one time.
Yeah.
man, there's so many, very, what's the word? Subtle motifs of virginity and other themes. You might need to rewatch Bojangles to find everything that they hid. It's like one of those movies like Hereditary and The Thing, where you just have to keep watching it because it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to find everything the filmmaker subtly hit. in their movie.
You know something different each time you watch it.
Yeah. So, would we recommend Bojangles?
yes,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Family
Yes.
movie night.
yes, yes.
Fun for the whole family.
Fun.
All right. I guess we're gonna move on to Joker's Poltergeist, based on a true story. You're gonna be gone by the time we're done watching, right? Right, that's sad. And are you gonna be here
And then we're gonna head out after the Joker Poltergeist.
after you explain your opinions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll do the review.
Good. All right, that's about it. Let's
Joker's
get on with
Poltergeist.
Joker. Joker's Poltergeist. Xavier, can you explain the plot in Joker's Poltergeist?
Dude, I don't want to start this one. I can't. I literally can't start this
Anyone say the plot of Joker's Poltergeist?
Basically Inception with clowns and sex scenes. But a lot more dream sequences.
a single sex.
So many dream sequences. It's constantly waking up from a dream.
Oh my god, it's
Literally don't know what to say.
like how many layers deep did Inception get? 4 at max?
That was like 7.
This is like 10. Okay, so basically, there is this is actually a very nice film dedicated to all the people who've lost their lives in mass shootings. And to dedicate this movie, they had an action scene where 20 people got murdered in a theater and got dressed as a clown. And I think this was released like 2 years after the Dark Knight shooting, where I think that guy also had. Didn't he like make himself look like a clown?
He had like orange hair.
Yeah, he had like orange hairs, yeah. Very tasteful. So I guess then the clown shooter haunts the theater and they try to reopen it. And then this white girl like dreams 10 times. They, for like 5 minutes, they have this gun debate that goes nowhere.
It's not even like a debate.
With Saul
Like,
Goodman.
guns are bad. Bad guns.
Bad.
It's like the protagonists are defending guns, and then there's 2 libtards. Which I'm sure that was their name. The cats. The credits. 2 total libtards. See how bad guns are, and a very aggressive and vocal audience yelling how bad guns are. It goes, it's like one person like, yeah, they should just close this place to dedicate it to all people who died here. And the next person, this place should fucking burn!
Oh my god.
They have the sensei. One of the senseis from Karate Kid.
And Moroni from Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So,
A-list.
But what happens is that these guys show up on the screen and then they say gibberish.
these 2 people just keep showing up on the TV screen, on the projector. They don't actually project them on the TV screen, they just edit them in post. Oh my god,
We'll talk about the production.
and they just babble absolute nonsense. I mean, it's nothing.
One long Matthew McConaughey card.
They made me one of them, but I'm gonna make them one of me. What? Okay.
Liar. Liar. Liar.
Okay.
There's a big liar motif in this movie.
So, these people didn't know how to edit movies. Oh my god, there were so many technical errors. Like I can't even explain how they messed them up.
It's so simple to fix.
So, the lady is on her computer watching a video and she has it projected onto the projector, which I don't know how because it's not connected to the projector. It's 100 feet away from it. But people will fade out of her laptop and it'll go to green screen and the projector will still be normal footage. And I don't even know
it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Hopefully I can burn this disc and show everything.
The only thing that was perfectly well edited was the sex scene for some reason.
Yeah.
There's also this guy who was very adamant that it kept being shown.
Oh yeah, one of the gun dudes.
Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman. Let's watch this. Let's see where this goes.
I think it was a very bold move for a handful of the cast members to have blackface on through the entire movie.
Yeah, there was half blackface at points.
Very good.
It's so hard to talk about this movie because
It's so bizarre.
there's nothing going on.
Finessing my dog.
There's
there was dialogue just throughout the whole movie. There was barely any points where there was no talking, but I got nothing from from the dialogue.
Useful.
You freaking the girl, the main character in one of the opening scenes, she has a schizophrenic attack.
Almost
she has two schizophrenic attacks. The first, she almost shoots her boyfriend in the head, and then her boyfriend is nonchalant about it, and they start cuddling and kissing, oh, you're just a Gemini, it's okay.
So quirky.
And then there's another scene, right after that, she has another schizophrenic episode, and then she thinks a clown is pointing a gun to her head, but then it's just her pointing the gun to her head. But it doesn't make any sense later because the clowns are supposed to be good, so it doesn't make any sense for her to be thinking.
And one of the clowns kills her friend. Well, yeah, the clowns kill her friends too. So it's you don't know if they're good or not, and I still don't know if they're good or not.
There's a plot twist, but there's not really a plot, so
There's a twist.
She's making the twist, really.
Oh my gosh.
I have to say, solid 3 out of 10.
That's
No, I'm good with the 1.8 pass on IMDb. I think that's pretty good.
I don't know if I can recommend this one.
I'm not gonna have to recommend Joker's.
well, I can recommend it to people who are aspiring filmmakers and who want to know how not to edit.
Yeah, it's for me, it's Bone Jingles was awful, but it was awful.
Whoa, what did you just say? What did you just say?
I said
We're gonna Bone Jingles.
Don't talk about
was hilarious, but it was so entertaining and it was so just off the walls that you can ignore it. But this movie is just there's nothing going on. It's a headache to watch.
It really was.
There's a couple hilarious moments, but it's is it really worth it to sit through these clowns kind of standing there, giving each other little kisses and holding bats and bowling pins and boomerangs?
Every scare in the movie is character walks into a room, clown is there, character walks away, and the clown doesn't do anything.
Or the clown
walking
disappears.
Away, yeah. Bone Jangles, you could probably rewatch Bone Jangles and it would still be hilarious and the greatest movie of all time. This, you watch it once and laugh at the technical errors and horrible plot, and then never watch it again because you want to blow your brains out.
Whatever happened to Alberto Del Rio? Because he was there and showed him getting killed, but if everything was fake, then why did he not show up at any other time in the movie after he got...
No, he did show up on the screen at one point.
Well, on the screen's different from being back in the auditorium and alive.
Yeah. oh, yeah, why did they freaking kill that guy? They were like, oh, I'm gonna suck your cock, and it just fucking kills.
Oh, I remember that.
Like, give me that meaty cock, boy.
Supernatural blowjobs and blackface. This could be part of the Bone Jangles cinematic universe, the Jangleverse. I believe.
Remember that guy in the projection room and he scratches his head?
Yes, oh my god. They're watching something on the projector and you can literally see a tech guy on a computer scratching his head. Like, oh man, why am I in this shitty movie?
Well, he's in the shitty movie because he can't edit the film.
That's why the editor.
I also think I need to point out that the setting is supposed to be in this movie theater, but like it's obviously just an auditorium from plays. So they got a little counter and put candy on it, and then they set up a projector. But it's like the most basic projector you could possibly set up in an auditorium, and then they tried passing it off as a movie theater. Although there's a balcony and a mezzanine.
They also couldn't get the transitions right, just like in Bone Jangles. Like the exact same transitions.
Yeah. I see the same black screen and then darker screen.
Yeah.
It happened multiple times. Well, like, it would cut to you can barely see the picture, and then it would fade in. It would,
Yes.
oh my lord. Neither of us would recommend Bone Jangles. What'd you guys say?
Probably background noise.
Poltergeist.
Bone Jangles, we recommend Bone
Yeah,
Jangles.
amazing. You need to watch Bone Jangles. This is,
Just watch it to see the bad editing.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
You
Other than that, stay away from it.
You need friends to
Because you're
watch
gonna
it.
get a headache.
Bone
Yeah,
Jangles,
100%.
you can watch Bone Jangles alone.
yeah.
You can't watch this alone. You need friends to be with. So now it's Clown
I feel
Town.
like there was something else I wanted to say.
Unless Derek has something else he wants to say.
Well, I forgot. Yeah.
I really like the cool guy scene when Saul Goodman came out of his Camaro. It's like great guitar solo.
It's like immediately after these people were chased by clowns and they run out of the theater like scared for their lives and talking about it, and all of a sudden you hear this guitar riff and Saul Goodman walks out of his car and walks up to them across the street.
And then they just go back into the theater after they get chased by these clowns.
How come we forget the scene where he's in, like, there's 3 people, and then one of the girls on the balcony alone, and then one of them, Biscuit, stop eating the pizza. Oh my gosh.
Was that your
It
pizza?
was just crust. It wasn't my pizza. That's the other thing it was. Anyways, he's freaking, there's 3 people on the floor, 1 person in the balcony, and they're like, we gotta go get her. Help me, help me. And then he's saying help me to this guy, and he's like, I don't wanna. And then he punches him. He lifts him back up. He's like, help me. He's like, no. And he punches him again. And then he just runs away.
And before that, when they woke up and saw that she was up there, she was like, how did she get up there? And I'm like, I don't know. She doesn't know how she got up there. And then they never explain it. Oh my lord. So if you want to watch, if you liked Inception, I would definitely recommend this because this really one-ups Inception.
To really show the quality, it's free on Tubi. So.
Oh, that is? I didn't know that.
Well, there's a lot of good movies on Tubi.
There's a couple good movies.
There's
a lot of good 80s slashers on Tubi.
Well, I watched Here Comes the Boom on Tubi. So.
Hey, that's a
All right.
masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Alright.
Clown Town.
Oh, jeez.
It can't be worse than Joker's book.
You never know with these movies.
No.
It's called Clown Town. What are you expecting?
Take it.
So Bone Jangles had a lot of exposition. This had no
Alright,
exposition.
next is Clown Town. Clown Town.
This is boring.
It's people drive into a town where there happen to be some clowns, and hilarity ensues.
Wasn't enough clowns for it to be considered a town
There's like
Yeah, like 6 clowns.
at most.
You would think with that little clowns they could at least like, I don't know, like give them personality, like make them act different, but no, they're all just kind of kooky clowns that kill people.
Kooky
like,
clowns from Clown Town.
None of the kills are like cool or funny. They just kind of like bash with the crowbar and that's it.
Yeah.
I
I don't even really. I mean, yeah, that's basically what the plot was.
They somehow rented out like an entire town to film in.
It wasn't for much scenes though.
Yeah,
to
for
be
like 5
honest.
minutes.
Clown
It's
Town.
like a street. Yeah, that was the clown town. That was all the town there was. The rest was like in a forest or in a cornfield.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it wasn't like badly shot or anything.
no, this was definitely like probably the most competently made movie.
It's just, it was so boring.
Yeah, painfully average, as Derek predicted.
Clown Town.
Clown Town.
Uh-huh.
There's this one character I liked. He was super tough and a good guy, and he like sacrificed himself.
Looked
Like
King
twice.
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sacrificed himself twice. He sacrificed himself, got stabbed in the gut, and then came back to sacrifice himself again. And he did like the one cool kill of the movie where he throws a guy in a trash compactor.
But even then, it wasn't like gory or anything.
Yeah, just a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that movie was worse than Joker's Poltergeist.
Yeah, because at least Joker's Poltergeist made us laugh. That was just a slog. That was only like an hour and 20 minutes. That felt like 2.5 hours.
And like the thing shows an axe murdering clown, and there was one, but he never used his axe to kill anybody. There wasn't enough people for like. I feel like if there was like 100 clowns and like 100 people, and then the clowns were just killing all these people.
Clown Battle Royale.
No, like they would be working together to kill. Like it would still be kind of the same thing like they were doing, except the clowns were like successfully killing a lot more people. Because then it would have been actually a town of clowns. It would have actually been a clown town.
Is that chick in the movie at all?
No.
Okay.
Are any of the clowns actually dressed like that? Like an actual clown?
No.
No, except for that kid in the beginning.
Oh yeah, every time something scary happens, they have to add in a very loud sound effect to make sure you know that you need to be scared at that moment.
Like the bass drum or the violin,
Like
the
they have-
usual stuff.
Like they'll have someone walk like way in the background. That probably would be kind of creepy, but it does like a.
Yeah, or someone grabs someone on the shoulder from behind, and then it makes this like the sound. Yeah, exactly.
Clown Town.
Were there any funny parts in this movie? I feel like there were like one. I can't remember though. Must not
Oh,
have been
the
that
beginning
funny.
of the movie is literally just Halloween, like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes place in a Strode household, and the
Yeah.
kid who dresses as a clown and stabs.
Just no mask though.
You think the kid stabs a babysitter, but then it turns out that it was actually the kid's mom. It's like a Friday the 13th thing going on.
Yeah, but it's like no one cares anyway.
Yeah.
And we don't meet this lady until like
15 minutes until the movie ends.
Yeah. So it's like whatever. It's like meeting well, in Friday the 13th, like it sort of made sense, but they did it first too. Like this is just a copy of Halloween and Friday the 13th. Like, oh man, the kid's mom is the killer. It's not actually, you know, the kid.
Clown Town.
Clown Town.
Clown Town.
Alright, so are we gonna watch those VHS tapes? Do we actually care?
We can watch the one that you think was tampered with, I guess.
Are we actually gonna...
I don't want to set it up.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
There could be like a
okay.
kid getting brutally murdered on that tape. I don't care. I don't want to watch. I don't want to mess with that.
I'm
right
kind
now.
of,
I'll go to
yeah,
bed. Alright.
I understand.
So, would you guys recommend Clown Town?
No.
Because I wouldn't.
Sadly, no. You would really think that a movie called Clown Town would have
Yeah.
been the best of the bunch. Besides Bone Jingles, of course, but...
I thought this was going to be better than Joker's Poltergeist.
Me too.
But it wasn't. It was. I'm so tired now.
It was more competently made, but that just led to its downfall because it was
Yeah.
so painfully.
It just blends in with the rest of the other
Yeah.
crappy, boring horror movies that all rip off of each other.
Yeah, for me, it really felt like this was the exact movie that the makers of Cabin Fever, not Cabin Fever, Cabin in the Woods were making fun of. If that makes sense, because it's so generic and stupid.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Clown Town.
Clown.
Clown Town.